Alrighty, here we are on lesson 9, day 2. So I'm going to change this to lesson 9 up at the top. Day 2. So you should be on page 6 of your note packet. Alright, and the first example and the second example kind of look like what we did on the first day. So it says to draw a rectangular prism on the dot paper that have a volume of 27 units. Alright, it says record the length and width of the base and how many layers there are. So length and width, alright, to start off with, we're going to fill in our two blanks. So we need something times something that gives us 27, and we know that 9 times 3 gives us 27. So now we have to go back and we have to split up our base even more. So to get to 9, we know we can multiply 3 for our length times 3 for our width. Okay, so we have our length, our width, and our height. So we're going to start with our length, which I'm going to do in blue first. So we're going to go across 3 dots. So I'm going to start here in the bottom left. 1, 2, 3. Now we need to do our width, which I will do in orange. We're going to go back 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so kind of on an angle. And then we're going to do our height, which is 3, which I'm going to do in purple, and I'm going to do on all the corners. So on the left here, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. Here in the middle, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. And then in the very back, up 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can kind of see how these are going to connect. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to fill in my length across the top here. 1, 2, 3. Alright, then we're going to need a few more widths. So here on the right side, back 1, 2, 3. Here on the left, back 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to need another length here. Go across 1, 2, 3. Alright, so now I just need to fill in my individual boxes. I have my big cubes, so I'm going to do all of my lengths, or my height first actually. So I'm going to go across down here. And down here, alright, and the same thing on the sides. And then I'm going to do my lengths in blue. Alright, I know this might be tricky to see at first which dots you need to connect, but you'll catch on to it. And then same thing across the top here. I'm just going to fill them all in blue. So if we were to pull this apart, we would have 27 little boxes, which is exactly what we wanted. Alright, so we're going to do one more here. And we're going to change the volume from 64 just to 60 because it will work nicer. So again, when we go in to fill in our base and our height, we need something times something that gives us 60. Alright, so that we know we can do 10 times 6 to give us 60. So now we have to break up our base. So to get to 10, we can do 5 for our length times 2 for our width. So I'm going to do the length first, and this one might go off the dot paper just a bit, but we're going to try our best. So length 5 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now we have to go back 2 for our width. So 1, and here's where we go off a bit. This will be our 2. Alright, and then our height is 6, so we're going to go up from our corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here, if you go up, we know we have to be 1 dot above here, so we're going to go up to there. Alright, then we can start connecting our lines here. So put in a few more widths. 1, 2. Same thing here. 1, 2. Some lengths going across the front and across the back. I know we kind of have to guess back there. Alright, then our individual boxes here. So we're going to skip the first dot. We're going to go to the second set here. Same thing, skip a line. Draw a line down, skip one, draw a line down, keep going. Same thing on the side. And then to go across the front, Same thing, skip one and then draw a line. Alright, go across the top here, and I have to fill in the top so we can see we have a width of 2, and then across the sides as well. Alright, so this is definitely a bigger version, but if we did pull it apart, we would have 60 individual little cubes. So after doing those two, if you skip to the next page, it's asking for the formula for the volume of a rectangular prism. So the formula is volume V equals B times H, where it's base times height. So write yourself a note, B equals area of base. Okay, so then it asks, why does it work? Well, the area of the base is length times width, and then the area, or not the area, sorry, the volume. The volume then is actually the same thing as length times width times height. Okay, so you could write it either way. You could write it B times H, or you could put V equals length times width times height. Okay, so now we're going to do some examples using that formula. So first it says to find the missing measurements. So it says the volume of the cube is 27 cubic units. What is the edge length? So if it's a cube, write yourself a note that all lengths are the same, because each face is a square. So we're trying to figure out what cubed gives us 27. So what times what times what? And if we think about it, we know that 3 times 3 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. So the edge length would be 3 units. Right, similar down here in part B, the volume of this cube is 125 units. So we're trying to figure out what times what gives us 125. So if we do 5 times 5 gives us 25, times another 5 does give us 125, so the length is 5 units. Alright, go ahead and flip one more page. We're going to do 2 more examples here. Alright, again it says to find the missing measurements. So to start off with, always put down your formula. So V equals length times width times height. So we know our volume is 1,800 equals, and we're looking for our length here. So we're going to have L times our width is 15 times our height is 12. So if we rewrite it to look a little nicer, 1,800 equals 15 times 12 is 180. So 180 times L. And then this is solving a one-step equation, so we divide by 180 on both sides. And we get that 10 equals L, so we can fill in the blank that it would be 10 inches. Alright. Then we're going to do one more here. Same thing, we're going to start with our equation, volume equals length times width times height. So we know the volume is 650, our length is 13. We don't know our width this time. And then our height is 10, so if we rewrite it, we have 650 equals 130 W. We divide by 130 on both sides. And when you do that, you get 5 equals W, so we can fill it up here. 5 millimeters is our width. Alright, so I know that was kind of a longer video, but we will do some more practice in class tomorrow.